Welcome to Automate and Learn with Yogesh, where we will learn about Amazon S3 and how it powers data engineering pipelines in the real world. So let's start our browser. Here I am with AWS console logged in. So to open the S3 storage, you have services icon over here. Just click on the services icon. Go to storage. Here you will see all the services which comes under storage. So we will click with S3. So this is the interface for creating a bucket. You need to create this. Click on this create bucket icon for creating a bucket. Click it. So for creating a bucket, for the first step is to select our region. I am close to Asia Pacific, so we have to select Mumbai region. I've already selected it. In case if you have different region, you have to select the closer region to your space, your location. So this needs to be done. For next step, we need to select the bucket type. We have two bucket types, that is general purpose and directory. The general purpose bucket, this is the default and most commonly used bucket. It supports multi-AZ, high durability and availability, supports all storage classes, that is standard, IA, Glacier, etc. Global access via S3 endpoints, supports all features, versioning, lifecycle policies, replication, and even notification. So that is the most default version of bucket which is mostly used. Then the use cases may be backup and storage, data lakes, static websites, logs and archives. Then we have the second one, that is directory based buckets. So this bucket is a new high performance bucket that is a type optimized for speed and low latency. So its features are single availability zone, extremely low latency, milliseconds or microseconds level access, high request throughout, uses directory style structure like folder matter here. Then we have it requires different API endpoint access and limited sub feature support as compared to general purpose. Then we have limitations like it doesn't support no cross region replication, limited lifecycle config options, not ideal for long term durability use cases. So its use cases would be where data is required in a quick or low latency, that is real time analytics, AML workloads, high performance computing, applications needing ultra fast read write. Then we have here key differences explained as basis on availability, performance, durability, features, structure, and use cases. Multi-AZ, single AZ, performance for standard, for ultra fast, low latency. Its features full S3 and limited features. Structure it's for flat namespace and directory based. Similarly for use case for general purpose and high performance workloads. So this is the step. We will go with the general purpose. Then we have bucket naming convention, that is namespace. So for naming, we have certain rules. That is the bucket name should be globally unique. The name which you have selected shouldn't be the name in any used by any user who have that same name used. So you have to select a unique global name. There are two options which you can select, that is global namespace as well as account regional namespaces. So when you go with the global namespace, you can define a name that is specified in the text over here, like Amazon S3 demo bucket. In the second one, here you will be having a prefix. You just need to add prefix based on your account name, that is account ID 5479 is ID, and your region. It will create a prefix and suffix, including that it will create a bucket name by itself. So as of now, we will select with global namespace. If you select a bucket name, say suppose I'm using a test name, and if we try to create a bucket, it will not, because someone have already created the test bucket and it's already available. So in order to do that, I have to create something like Yogesh dash demos dash v1. So this name, I guess no one would have taken, so this character is available. And after that, you have to select copy settings. If you have existing bucket, from which you have to replicate or import those settings. So you can do it by these settings. Choose bucket. Here I don't have any other bucket, so if you have any other bucket from that you want to import, so you can select that bucket and import, choose bucket from there. So in this case we will proceed further. Here we have object ownerships. Object ownership, we have two options: ACL disabled and ACL enabled. What is ACL disabled and ACL enabled? Here ACL is access control list. Here object ownership controls who owns the object in a bucket and how access is managed. So this is mainly about whether ACL is enabled or disabled. So there are basically two types: when the ACL is disabled and ACL is enabled. So when ACL is disabled, a bucket owner automatically owns all objects. Access is controlled only IAM using IAM policies and bucket policies. All right. And when why use it? Like it's the simplest form. Like whenever ACL is disabled. So when if I suppose I create a bucket, I get all the access related to all the items or objects inside it. So if ACL is disabled and ACL is enabled, so this is the settings. While even if another account uploads a file, you or the bucket owner still owns it. Then the second option is if ACLs are enabled, like access control list is enabled. So if uploader uses bucket owner full control ACL, and bucket owner gets its ownership. The main uploader doesn't gets, the other account owner doesn't gets the ownership by defaults. Only the uploader gets the ownership. Useful when multiple AWS accounts upload data, give preference to bucket owner, but not enforced. So here is the quick comparison. It might create one risk that bucket owner may not have full control. That's what I said previously. Can cause permission issues to other user. If ACL is enabled, it only gets permission which account or which user has uploaded that file, right? So we have here, if ACL is disabled, bucket owner is the object owner, secure and simple setup. If ACL is enabled, then usually bucket owner, he is the bucket owner and cross account uploads, and his object writer is enabled, uploader, that is legacy setups, right? So for as of now we will proceed with ACL disabled. If in case if you want the settings, so you can do that. Then we will proceed with block public access settings. Here we have block all public access by default checks. So if you want a separate or segregate options to block public access, you can uncheck it and you can select it manually. Here we have four options: granted through new access control list, any access control list, similarly new public bucket or access point policies, and any public bucket or access point policies. So by default it's better to block all policies public access. And then we have bucket versioning. So for bucket versioning, a bucket versioning is a feature that lets you keep multiple versions of the same object in a bucket. That is, it protects your data from accidental deletion or overwrites. And what is versioning? When versioning is enabled, every time you upload or modify a file, a new version is created and old version are not deleted automatically. So you have the copy of that old version as well. So each object has its unique ID version. And if suppose you upload one file, then it will get a version 1. If you upload it again, it will get version 2, similarly version 3 and so on. So key features: protection from accidental delete, restore previous versions, works with lifecycle rules. Then we have versioning state, like if it's enabled, version is active. If it's suspended, no new versions. So like if it's disabled, new version are not stored. And versioning, what is the pros and cons? As you said, we see that versioning may increase the cost because older versions are stored, and it may increase the storage size of the bucket because older versions are stored, and it also increases your billing. So in that case, if you have to use only when older versions are required, then and only bucket versioning needs to be enabled. Real world cases like recover deleted files, maintain file history, protect critical data. logs, configs, and backups, so on. And an interview tip: if what happens when you delete an object in version bucket? So it creates a delete marker, not actual deletion. You can restore previous versions. Then we have tags. So basically, tags are key value pairs that you can attach to S3 resources like buckets or objects to organize, manage, and control them. So a tag can be like a name of the key and a value that you can have a name of the tag. So basically, here you can add 50 tags. So example, like if there is a project, you can select it as animation app. If it's environment, say dev, production, UAT, and owner, like based on grouping, you can group the bucket or objects based on its tag. So why tags are important? It helps in cost management. uh, it You can track like what is the development team uh, basis on its group of development team, like development and production, control the access control, life cycle management, and better organization. So as you can group the objects on basis of its tag. Then we have default encryption. So in default encryption, we have like three options over there. Server side encryption with Amazon S3 managed keys. So this is like when the AWS by default keeps the and manage the SD keys. Uh, these keys are automatically encrypted data using AES 256 format, and no key management is needed. It's simple and free, and for beginners and normal users, it's for good to go. Then we have second option like server side encryption with AWS management keys, like key management service KMS. Here KWS key management service is used, which handles all the key part. Like its features are like you can rotate key rotation, access control, audit logs through CloudTrail. Then the one thing is like the cost increases as KMS services is used. So it's best for production and for secure applications where it's used. Then we have other like dual layer server side encryption with AWS key management services. So it's a short acronym is DSSC KMS. So it's add two layers of encryption, uses KMS keys for both layers, highest security level, and more expensive plus most needed for most of the cases. So best for highly sensitive data like banking and government. Then we have the second last option like bucket key. So what bucket key does is bucket key, when it's enabled, reduce cost of SSC KMS by reducing API calls. Recommended when using SSC KMS when we are using K management service. Then enabling bucket key is most better option. Here is a simple comparison of S3 KMS and DSSC KMS. So for security wise, it's good, free for normal use. For KMS, as I said, it's highly security. Cost is medium and uses for production purpose. For dual layer, its security is very high, then cost is higher than the two versions, and uses use case for critical data, that's like banking and government data. Then an interview tip: which encryption do you use in S3? So by default, SS3 S3 is used, preferred in production. For SSC KMS, for extremely high critical, you will go with DSSC KMS. Okay. Then we have some advanced options over here. Before that, we will try with the bucket key more in detail over here. So when to use and when not to use. Without bucket key, each object a separate KMS request, and S3 generates a bucket level key. So use it to encrypt multiple objects where fewer calls to KMS. So without bucket key, new key for every files, and with bucket key, one key reused for many files. So when bucket key is used, the cost is reduced. That's what I said, and improve performance, less dependency on KMS calls. All right. Then this is the quick comparison. KMS calls without bucket key it's high, with bucket key it's low. Cost without bucket key is highest, and with bucket key it's lower because the fewer calls are made. Performance it's better in with bucket key. Then when should you enable it? Upload using SSC KMS and uploading large number of objects. Not needed when SSE S3 is used for basic or normal user. And how to reduce cost uh, in KMS cost in S3? You can enable S3 bucket key, that will reduce the cost. Then in advanced settings, we have object lock. What is an object lock? Object lock lets you store data in a write once, read many. It's a worm model. Read once, read many. Okay. So once a file is locked, cannot be deleted, cannot be overwritten, can be only read. So there are two modes. If I enable this, we have governance mode, compliance mode. What governance mode do? Users can delete or modify objects normally, but users with special permissions can override it. So use case internal control with some flexibility. Then we have compliance mode. Here no one can delete or modify the object, not even the root user or AWS. So in some cases like legal regulatory requirements where finance like healthcare, this option can be selected. You have some retention period, so object remains logged until time expires. So this is basically. Then we have some real use cases like financial records, audit logs, legal documents, backup production, and so on. So for our purpose, we will be disabling this because we don't want this, and we will create a bucket. So here our bucket is created. Yogesh demo v1. Let's over to buckets. So if you have other buckets, you will be also able to see other buckets over here. Like we have general purpose buckets and directory buckets. We have as of now created general purpose buckets only. So you are able to see this Yogesh demo v1. So when I click on it, there are few options which we will dive further in more details, like what are the permission metrics and so on. So for now, we will try to upload some objects in the bucket. Select upload. Here we have options like add files and add folder. So we will try to add files. All right, let's go to desktop. So I have some flower photos. We will try to upload this lotus flower. I've selected folder, and here destination is S3 Yogesh demo v1. That is the bucket name what we selected, and it is the uh, lotus flower that I have selected. Its image is it's in image format. Then click on upload. So upload succeeded. So here you can see my file is uploaded over here. When I click on this object URL, I see access as denied. It's because it's a public URL, so it won't be able to show without the proper security settings. All right, so it showed access denied. Why? Because we don't have public URL access. So when I go back, I have this option to open over here. When I click on open, this image opens. So we are in the URL. You can see the AMSE algorithm 256. This is encrypted. So these have some hash value which encrypts the file. So we will be seeing in later versions how we can see and how we can make this publicly available. So this by this we can upload and see the image that we have uploaded. Second, we will try to upload one more folder or one more object in the bucket. So let's go to our bucket. Here we have we can create a folder. We'll create a name folder as image. So our image folder is there. So again we can upload some file inside it. So you can see image hash slash. We will try to upload another file. We will try to upload this second flower now. I've selected this file. It's a 1 MB approx, and PSC destination is changed. S3 slash image is there. So we'll try to upload this file. It's uploaded successfully. Again, we'll go to our bucket to see this. So here we have created folder. When we click this and we open this, we are able to see the image what we have uploaded. So that's it for today. If you like my video, stay tuned and subscribe my channel. Thank you.